So we wanted to thank you guys, first of all, for agreeing to come back on the show with us. And we thought who better to award the prizes than you guys. So we're hoping that you guys will actually announce the winner for each of the categories that you won in. So that's one of the
Ooh.
first things. Did U.V.O.S change for you in any way? Did anything change for you, or is everything routine? And whatever that is. I know, Julie, you started. You were saying that it was just work to get through the prizes alone.
Yeah, I still haven't finished yet. I haven't had the caricature done and stuff.
And
I
so I know
know.
you were already a working talent prior to this, right, Julianne? You were a very busy talent.
Yes, yes, I was. And to go on this was quite scary, to be honest.
And why would that
Um,
be if you're already so, like, you were already quite experienced? You were already repped by Eric Shepard, one of our agents that were on the show, one of our judges. I knew that. Here I was trying to pawn you off on him. He's like, oh no, I already had Julie.
he was the one that told me about it. Um, yeah, he said they're taking like experienced talent, so I went for it. But yeah, to go for it was quite nerve-wracking because well, people expect you to be a certain standard when you've
Right.
been doing it for so long, and to go through uh, through the reins right from the beginning again. It was really nerve-wracking, and not that I mean I totally learned so much. You always learn, don't you? And I know I had friends watching it, and they found it really entertaining as well because they were learning stuff by watching. So yeah, I was drawn to it because of the prizes, but also because of the learning experience. And it was a crazy time, and I just wanted to throw myself into something different. And the Zoom was just coming up more and more events, so I thought, oh well, I'll give it a go. And it really, really gave me so much more confidence. And after that, I went on and I've started organizing this event called Scripts Out Loud, which is a Zoom thing. And we read scripts with actors, we
Awesome.
perform animation scripts with actors, and it's
Nice.
so much fun. But weirdly, because I won in the commercial category, whereas um, I'm kind of known for animation character stuff. So I won in the commercial category, and this year, and I mean, I couldn't tell you for sure. I think it's to do with confidence. But I've had 3 national TV commercials
Yay. That's
this year
awesome.
already. So yeah, it's been amazing, and it's a world that I hadn't sort of done much in before. So that
Well,
has
you
been
did so good. We had a hard time knowing which one to give you. You guys were so good. So good. You guys could have won all three, honestly. Now, Jonathan, how about you? It's been a year. Crazy. You
Yeah,
won for
yeah.
animation. You were just stellar. So
Oh,
entertaining to watch.
thank
pleasure.
you. Yeah, no, it was I mean, obviously I had a wonderful time. I can't believe it's been a year already. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, like Julianne, I think the list of prizes at the end was kind of insane. I printed out like this 4-sheet paper thing and then like taped it all together because I know myself. I know if it's not like in my hand, I'll forget and I'll be like, oh no, like so I wanted to like I put like a list and like have checked marked it if I did it and all that kind of stuff. It was yeah, so it was a big one to get through. I'm still not fully through it.
We
There's still some
know.
stuff on there that I need to yeah, there's still some stuff on there that I need to get to. But yeah, no, I mean I'm thinking back now, especially I was thinking about obviously with the meeting coming up tonight, I was thinking about the contest in last year and where I was at last year. And it was just a time I think when we were sort of like mid quarantine, like we had gotten used to it a little bit, but it was still like everybody was kind of bummed out and things like that. And I remember feeling like I like didn't have any creative outlets, you know what I mean? And so the fact that this came along was so fun. It was like 3 months of just this fun thing that kind of didn't wasn't really a thing. There weren't outlets for people at that time. So it was crazy to be able to get to have fun and be in the community a little bit. I felt a little isolated up until that point.
And
Um,
that's really where the initiative came from too, was we were just like, what can we do from home now? How can we, like, I've heard in this year when we're, pitching sponsors and asking people to be a part of it, they're like, everybody's just take, take, take. And it's like, well, yeah, that's the point. This is not take, take, take. This is give,
Mhm.
give 100%. And there's no ulterior motives. There's
Yeah.
no, hidden thing. It's like, we're voice actors. We might coach and we might help people become also voice actors, but we're voice actors first and
Yeah.
foremost. And so to be able to have experienced that with everybody, I found so cool. I swore I'd never do it again because it was way too much work, which is why we have a staff now, a little bit of a
Right.
staff to be able to handle it.
We have staff.
It was
Yeah,
crazy.
dude.
It was
It
too
was
much.
it was a lot of stuff for you guys to take on
Oh,
with
It was way
such an
too
itty bitty team.
yeah. But I'm so glad that you got that out of it, because that really was a lot of it. Is we learned through COVID we were essential workers. We were still working. It was so crazy. Now with you, Alexander, it's different. You were not a voice talent. And my impression from the way you had said you had no experience, and I know that's true, in voice acting, you had no experience when you entered the show, which was incredible, and I was overwhelmed. But then we found out later on that you actually have some film training, right? That's your background?
Yes, yes. So on camera is my that for a long time has been my passion, my driving source of creativity. Um and coming into the voiceover world in the way that I did with that competition just like popping up, and I was like, okay, well, you know what? Let me try it. And having the fortune to to be able to win was it true. I think I said then, you guys asked how it felt. And I think I said then that it was like imposter syndrome, right? Like, and even now, a year later, I've been the confidence boost, like Julie said, just really diving into this whole environment, and just kind of seeing the possibilities of voiceover, and getting jobs here and there sporadically, through the pay to play services that I got for free for winning. Right, like, it's just been just a tremendous boon to my life, and now I'm in an apartment, not in my grandma's closet. Uh, so I've
That's
been able to
awesome.
kind of upgrade my workstation, and yeah, it's been quite a journey. I'm still looking, still growing. Julie and Julie and Jonathan, you guys did the smart thing and took your time with all of the prizes. I felt like I needed to like take them before like they disappeared or something, and I definitely overwhelmed myself in like that first that first 2 months of trying to like scoop everything in.
Isn't that
Um,
interesting to know that it was actually overwhelming to get all those prizes? Because there's actually work involved to actually redeem them and get them through. And, wow, crazy.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
definitely overwhelmed myself. So
And you proved that someone
probably
with no
it was
experience in that side of the industry at least could totally get in there and just win. And it was brand new to you. So I think it's pretty awesome. You each three have a different background in the industry, one way or the other. And it's so great to hear that you guys had a learning curve through it, because I know I did as well, which I didn't know I would learn. We learn always. I get that as well, but it was like, wow, this is really a cool experience. Very overwhelming for Ellie and I when we had to go through all the auditions, though. Right, Elle? Like the
that's the
647.
insanity. And the way that it's going this year already, it's going to be way more. And it's
Oh,
sort of like we were just discussing, like what the process is like you're taking notes on each person that you're listening to, and you go, oh, oh, oh. And then you have to go, by the time you get to 300, you're like, Number 37 was good. I've got a thing." Oh, so you go back and you listen to 37, right? And then 55. So you've got all different people know, and it's like where your head starts to go, because they're doing similar scripts, right? They've got in the categories the same scripts. It's like, so you start to go, like, you're hearing it in your sleep, you're hearing the scripts all start to become one script with a multi-headed creature that is the voice world, where you go,
So true.
Oh yeah, it's not easy because the one thing that one person may have, somebody else has something different that is equally interesting, but they're different. And you're like, oh, and trying to be fair, being a voice actor yourself, because knowing what you know and listening to those trying to, you know, make a mark, like get there, am I good enough to get to win? It's hard because there's this kind of gray area where everybody's good and who's the standout, who's the, and why. And why is that element better than that element? Like it just gets into that whole crazy.
And that's really part of the education for people to see whether they know the industry or in the industry or not in the industry. Is the casting process alone is daunting. And I used to be a casting agent, and it's a very we're always casting, I know, but I used to
I
just
cast
totally just
everybody. I want to
cast
give
everybody.
everybody the job.
Exactly. And it wasn't about you guys were only the best, because there was lots of reasons to choose many people, and that's what makes it very difficult. And that's no different than what the clients go through when there's 100 auditions and they've
Yeah.
got 30 of them at least are excellent. And now it becomes, okay, how do I narrow that down? But I will say, because I've heard someone say, you know, it's not fair, it's all public vote. That's not true at all. This has been a very fair system. It's a very hard system for us, but it's not about the best. We do have some champions in this for sure, but it's really about exposing our industry and showing people what we do. And I know a lot of people didn't want to do it because it's on camera, and I get that. That's a lot of reason people get into voice acting. They don't want to be on camera, and I respect that. But the fascination is people take for granted that there is a voice, anything that has a voice, one of us did, you know, and there's a beautiful world out there that we get to explore. And this just shows some of the process that we go through when choosing it. When, you know, the singing competitions, the American Idols and the Voice and stuff, it's not like they're going through, I mean, they can, but they don't really have audition sites, you know, that they're singing all day long and auditioning to. This is a very unique industry in that regard, that we can actually watch this process and see what they do and educate people on.
Well, and Deb and I said from the get-go, I go, you know, we don't create stars in voiceover because it is unseen. So the world goes, who, what? Still to this day, I tell people what I do, and they don't, you know, they get the characters that I play in animated series and stuff because they can go, oh, yeah, my kids love that show and blah, 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 blah. But they don't really get that there's audiobook, narration, documentary. They don't think there's a person doing that voice. They don't get it. And what I recognized last year was, oh no, we create stars this way. You create so that the world goes, oh yeah, Mark Hamill plays the Joker. Well, he's a movie star. The rest of the world works at a velocity that is a living and does and works really hard, but they don't know who they are. They couldn't list on their hand, you know, 10 voice actors. They couldn't do it. They could, if you tried, and that aren't stars. And there's big,
Right.
huge people out there. And I feel like it's our job to go, look at this.
Yeah.
And they're fascinated by it. They go, oh, wow, that's incredible. That's fantastic. They love it, right?
Yeah.
I
And
apologize for my
also
massive words.
from an educational standpoint, as another voice actor watching the competition, you know, if you're watching someone perform, you can learn so much as if, you know, as opposed to just hearing them. I mean, physicalizing a performance can be everything. So I find it super interesting. And what I found about the competition that was awesome was watching people work and being like,
Yeah.
oh, that's how they do that. Like, you know what I
So
mean? You
much
can
to
just see
learn.
on
Well,
someone's
a
face.
lot of people who didn't make it, who didn't get to the finals, still watched and checked to see who did and why, and talked to me afterwards and said, it was so fascinating to watch the runners up and the winners, what they did at the microphone, and to recognize in themselves what raises the bar and what might assist them. And I think that's what the team is all about, that we go here, like, you know, you all deserve to work. There's enough to go around. And if what I do kind of inspires you or helps you in some way, and take it, man. Like run with it, run with that ball, because that's okay.
I tell everybody, family, friends, students, it's so educational to watch because we don't actually get to watch each other work. We work individually with the clients, and we all have different outcomes, different aspects, and we all have different worlds in it, whether we're new or whether we're experienced. And so it's such a privilege to be in on the casting room for a minute.
Julianne Dean commercial. There once was a family that had no time for play. Work, work, work all night, all day. Dad came home to everyone's surprise and said, "We're going to the park. It's time for some rides." We twisted, we jumped, we even went upside down. All the rides in the park turned our frown all the way around. The moral of the story is plain to see. We all need some fun for the whole family. So grab Mum, grab Dad, grab them all, and head to the park at Mystic Falls.
For years now, Mitch would go to bed with Diane, nose around a bit, then slip out and sleep in another room. It never really bothered Diane because Mitch was big, and bigger as the years had come. As she did every so often, she encouraged him to stay, just for old time's sake. "That's okay," Mitch said. "I toss around." "You just want to go somewhere and think about Gina Davis when she was young." "No," Mitch said. Diane had his number on Gina Davis. He always said that when he died, he wanted his ashes thrown at Gina Davis's face. He rolled over and faced Diane. "Truth be told, when I wake up in the night, I think about you." "Really?" Diane said, really like she was at a 7th grade sleepover. "Yeah," Mitch grinned. "Like when I was hot?" "No, like you are now. Old. I think about you in bed, like now, but it doesn't work if I imagine you in bed with an old guy next to you, so I can't be here." "Good luck with that." Diane rolled over and turned off the see no evil, hear no evil monkey lamp on the nightstand Mitch had given her for Valentine's Day, '09.
Thinking. Oh, I got something. Nope, never mind. That doesn't make any sense. Come on, Pickles. Okay, this is not working. What do we know? You know what that means? This happened while we were sleeping, and that means we might be getting some more company tonight, and that means we have a job to do, and guess who will be waiting to greet them? Becky? Becky? Where the heck did she go? I can't believe I can't find her. I need to talk to you, Betsy. Where are you? It's like she has no time for me. Maybe it's because I'm a talking pickle. Oh, there you are. I was beginning to worry. Becky, I have a new pickle bump. It's just awful. Yeah, it must be tough being a skunk, but when you spray, no one's gonna mess with you. Well, you wouldn't be you if you didn't pee you. You see what I did? It's because you're a skunk. It's funny. No? Okay. Yeah.